Yena's 2 weeks in Peru. Last summer, I learned about the Inca project in Peru while I was researching how I could spend my summer vacation in a meaningful way. The goal of the project is to preserve an Inca archaeological site in Peru. I decided to participate in the project since it would give me an opportunity to both travel and take part in a real archaeological dig. Even though I was excited about the project, I was also nervous because I had never before traveled alone to such a distant place. The site of the dig was near Cusco, a city that was once the capital of the Inca Empire, high in the Andes Mountains. Traveling to Cusco was not easy. I had to change flights twice, once in Los Angeles, California, and again in Lima, Peru, before finally arriving in Cusco 32 hours after I left Korea. In Cusco, the local staff welcomed me with a warm "Buenos dias, Yena." The director introduced me to the other international volunteers who arrived at the same time. They came from many different countries, including England, Canada, America, and Belgium. Cusco is a beautiful city with old constructions. We stayed in Cusco for 2 days, recovering from the long hours of flight and adjusting to the high mountain area. We took advantage of the time to tour the city and to see something of the surrounding area. On the first day, we visited Saksehuman, a huge Inca stone construction. The construction includes a great square with 3 big walls. I was amazed that the huge stones for these walls were placed very tightly together. The next day, we went to Pisac, a historic site located on a mountain slope of the Sacred Valley. On our way to the site, there was a town where the main square and market were crowded with local people. At the market, I bought a cute doll from a woman who had made it herself. For dinner that evening, we had ceviche, a dish of fish soaked in lime juice. This sweet and sour local food was served with sweet potatoes and corn. I had not eaten any Peruvian food before. All the dishes that we ordered were delicious. After seeing Cusco, we moved to Huiro, the site where we would be working. My heart beat at the beautiful surroundings. I was excited about the work I would be doing. All the staff and other volunteers who had arrived in Huiro earlier welcomed us with warm hearts. The next morning, we began working at the site. To arrive at the site, we had to walk up a mountain for 30 minutes. I imagined that we were in an Indiana Jones movie, making a path through the forest to find evidence of the ancient Inca civilization. At the archaeological site, we pulled out weeds and cut down trees that had grown to cover the site. Then, while digging at the site, we found some pieces of ancient pottery. The head archaeologist, a Peruvian, discovered a large pottery piece. He said it might have been the side of a pot that was used to store beans. By early afternoon, working in the heat and the thin air, I was exhausted. After days of hard work, however, I was pleased that I had been part of such a worthy project as preserving the remains of the ancient Inca civilization. Besides our archaeology work, we visited a local elementary school once a week. We taught and played with the children in the morning, and we read to the children from books in the library in the afternoon. Although they didn't have much, the children were happy and thankful for what they had. That moved me deeply. Near the end of our visit, having completed our volunteer work, we went by train to the nearby ruins of Machu Picchu. The ancient sky city welcomed us with its grand view of the Urubamba Valley far below. We could not imagine how the Inca could have built such a large city on top of a high mountain. We were amazed by the outstanding building skills of the Inca civilization, which prospered more than 5 centuries ago. After my unforgettable days in Peru, I returned to my daily life at home. The happy moments I spent there went by so fast. I wished I could have stayed longer. Participation in the Inca project was a blessing to me, allowing me to learn the importance of volunteering. I received far more than I gave from the experience.